Welcome to the Hall of the Rock Gods, or Rock Reviewer Gods even, because it's musical people and journeys, and it's our new album rock review show. Welcome to Nigel, me, to Simon, and to William.
Hi.
If you're listening for the first time, we review all the latest rock albums, rate them out of 5. Will they get to our Hall of Fame? Where will they rate out of the, well, this would be our 392nd album that we have reviewed. And we are reviewing Crystal Viper and the Silver Key. Who are Silver Viper? They're a Polish heavy metal band formed in 2003 by singer and guitarist Marta. During their first 3 years, Crystal Viper was a project featuring Marta and other musicians with whom she recorded numerous demos, rehearsal tapes and compilation tracks, and played several local live shows. By the summer 2006, the first official lineup was established and the project became a regular band. Gabriel would lead as a vocalist and composer, and other members were Lukasz, Halczuch, Tomek and Danczak, and Tommy. And the same year the band recorded official debut track, a cover version of the Flaming Metal Systems for the Manilla Road tribute album, the Riddle Masters, and signed a deal with the German label Karthago Records. What did you think, Simon, to Crystal Viper and the Silver Key? Have you heard of them?
No, I have not. So, oh look, an intro track that is all twinkly and makes you think of an 80s show like Hitchhikers or Doctor Who, and then we're into some old school Iron Maiden track, and the intro did nothing at all once again. If anyone's listening for the first time, I may have a bit of a hatred towards intro tracks. Grumble, grumble, grumble.
What a fun. We've been down this road before, and it won't be the last time.
Frustratingly, it won't be the last time. Please just make intro tracks that do something. The rest of the album, it's kind of a cool display of 80s power metal. Heading Kadath in particular, I really liked that track, but just because it's very reminiscent of Unleash the Archers. But overall, I'm just not a fan of the band's sound. I don't think the vocals blend particularly well with the way the instruments are being played. I don't know music. I'm not a technical person, sorry. But for some reason, the two just feel slightly disconnected in a way, which is a huge shame. And it could be that I just don't enjoy her style of singing. I don't enjoy her vocal style. And that's why I'm not sort of like, it's why I'm isolating it as I listen to it. So it could just purely be my preference. But yeah, the whole thing just didn't sound quite right to me when it was all combined together. I think I'd actually like to hear them do more stuff, just to see, if it is just me, it's just a lack of, just my preference for not enjoying them. But yeah, overall, not a particularly big or exciting album for me, unfortunately.
What does Trish think? Trish says, well, the album cover reminds me of something from Stranger Things, and the beginning of the opening track, Return to Providence, would fit well into the show with its eeriness techno, but it's an instrumental for the opening of the album. You then hit with a full-on thrash metal Fever of the Gods, which did make my ears have a fever, and not for the right reasons, for the harsh, too harsh for my listening. I stuck with it though, and whilst the majority of the album was very fast, etc., it wasn't not listenable to, it was just on the background for me, and the songs just blended as one. Lovers of this genre will be pleased for sure. William, what do you think?
If I must. It's been a long time since I've had an album where I hated the vocals as much as I do. It just, I don't know what it was about it, but it was grating against my ears the whole time, and it was actually, for somewhat, hurting my head listening to it with how the vocals sound. I don't know if it's just the singing or the way it was produced, or it really annoyed me, and I couldn't get behind it at all. It's, yeah, the when I could make my ears go past just hearing the grating, high-pitched, annoying vocals. I could hear instruments, and they were fine. They were good, but I couldn't do it. I shall hold my tongue in fear of saying anything else too bad, but no, it hurt me.
Do you think, guys, that they tried to piggyback off the success that Love Bites are having? Because that feels to me that this kind of speed thrash metal with those vocals, that's what it felt like. That's what it felt like to me. I've gone powerful, high energy. It was just, I mean, Fear of the Gods, great start, but and it's very interesting because I'm probably maybe the least musical. I think of most of the panel that we're in. So, but I when people go, "Oh, the production was naff," I get a bit annoyed because I was like, "Well, what do we know about production and about mixing? We know nothing."
Nothing.
But I have to say, I don't think the mixing and production was very good on this album, and that's me saying that. At times, I felt it very muffled, and therefore the vocals and the instruments were disconnected. And then there were moments of utter clarity, which I thought, oh, this is really good. There's some okay stuff on this album. But I kept coming back, and I'd go like, and at one point I went like, no, surely not, because I'm the least technical of everybody. But if I'm picking up on that, and everybody else is picking up on that, I just didn't. It was very interesting. We did an interview which we just published on Thursday with for one of the bands that we reviewed, and he does all the mixing, and he referred to. And it's very interesting, he referred to one of our reviewers saying that he didn't think it was well produced, and I'm going like, well, I don't get that. He said, very interesting actually what he was saying, because he wasn't upset by that, because he was saying it's not sometimes the production, it's the mixing that people don't really sometimes tune into, and you can mix a song that doesn't, the production then sounds poor on it, but it's not the production, it's the mixing of that as well, and therefore. I just felt it didn't feel right to me, and if I could pick up on that, and you lot have picked up on that as well, then there's something that the mixing of this particular album is really not going to appeal to a lot of people, but obviously it will appeal to a lot of people. I just thought that they were like a not as good Love Bites really, and I think that they were trying to maybe go for that with that more sort of thrashy metal sound, which we all love. Love Bites we all like, but the mixing didn't make it, and it needs to, when you're doing at that speed with the vocals, it needs to be, I think, spot on. And it just didn't quite for me. And I apologise to Crystal Viper if you ever get to listen to this in terms of well, I do that, but that's how I felt. That's what I listened to, and we rate it out of our listening pleasure.
Exactly.
Right. Well, let's find out what our listening pleasure was. Simon.
Ooh, let's start it off with a 2.
Trish, give it a 2.5. Will.
1.
I also give it 2.5 as well. Yeah, I think if the mixing was better, it would have been a lot better album. But I didn't mind the vocals so much. Average of 2, 367th. Sorry, guys, 89th out of the 92 albums. Not our worst album for the year that we've listened to. If you want to take some positivity from that, not the worst album that we listened to.
No.
Didn't get a 0. We do give zeros. Some of our people give zeros. We do. So there's some positivity there. Right. Well, do you agree? Please leave your comments below. Is it us? Were we not hearing something, or I don't know. Anyway, thank you very much to my wonderful panel. Thank you to Trish, who's not here today, but thank you to Simon and to William. Keep rocking out there. Keep on listening. Hit the like and subscribe button. It all matters. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Keep rocking.
Bye.